Let's talk about the P. Diddy case. Here's an update. This is Fresh Hip-Hop Opinion with your guy Olize. Don't forget to subscribe. So yes, P. Diddy, week 2 of the case of the century. More salacious news has come out. Big name people arrived at court. Let's get into it. First of all, I want to start with Gene Deal. Gene Deal, who really was the only person online, or the biggest name online, that had been talking negatively about Diddy for absolute years. He showed up at the court and everybody thought he was going to go and testify and give evidence. Apparently he didn't. He was out there in the street. Somebody was trolling him, saying that Gene must have got involved in some of the freak-offs. Check out the clip.
Can I say hey to you for a second on my TikTok? Guys, this is Gene Deal. Yeah, I've been reporting on you for a while, man. I'm Secret Service Sam. Guys, this is Gene Deal. Gene Deal, how are you feeling, my friend? Give my Patriots an exclusive. What do you think's going on in there? Guys, Gene Deal is the main man. He's the bodyguard. He has been the one leading the entire front on this Diddy campaign.
That's it, right?
Right? I mean, besides Jaguar Wright, you're the most credible person we have. You're Diddy's ex-bodyguard. Tell the folks, man. You don't want to say much? Come on,
you already
Gene.
did it, Playboy.
Come on, Gene. You're always saying something. Give him something here. What do you think? You think Diddy's going to get off, or you think what are we looking like?
I think the prosecution is doing a great job. They need to keep up the good work.
Right.
I think they went real lenient on them because they could have hit him with way more charges than they did, and that's it.
What do you think about Dawn Richard? Miss Westmoreland was like, the lawyer was destroying her on the stand, her credibility. She had 8 different times she met with the feds, and they're like, why did you not mention anything about Diddy threatening your life and all that time? Do you believe Dawn Richard?
A lot of people are traumatized, man. You know, you got to look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at something that this guy holding their life in their hands.
Right, and that makes a difference. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for everything you do. All right.
Thank you.
Guys, that's Gene Deal.
Gene, if you seen all of that and was at public parties,
Don't play with me.
And you the same size as Uncle Phil, and you the same size as Professor Ogilvy, and you the same size as Miss Red.
Okay.
Why you want us to believe that you weren't at the party participating in that behavior?
This way.
This moment, you heard everything you gotta say.
You know it's really
Being a big star, bro. Everybody want to see Gene. Everybody want to see Big Gene.
You are. So why are you here? Tell us.
All right, give him some space, y'all. Give him some space.
Us about Diddy for years.
Please, give him some
And
space.
was never scared. And he never sued too. So tell us, why are you here then?
All right, watch y'all backs, y'all. Watch y'all backs.
A shout out to Oliver King, seeing for himself. All right, Gene, thank you so much. Are you going to be here for the rest of the week?
I'll be for that.
Yeah, fam. Gene said, don't play with me. Gene was walking kind of old though. I don't know how old Gene Deal is. He's probably in his late 50s at least. But I believe Gene wasn't working for Bad Boy when all this stuff was happening. This happened after Gene left. Maybe it happened because Gene left. Maybe Puffy was like, yo, Gene's too real. So Dawn Richards is how people calling her name. She took the stand and apparently it was a very, very awkward testimony. She seemed nervous. She was talking very softly spoken, but she did confirm a lot of details that kind of we've known for a while anyway. Plus Dawn has a civil case against Diddy already, said he touched her inappropriately, a few other things. But she said, yeah, she witnessed Diddy putting hands on Cassie a few times. Even at one time, she went to Cassie to support her. Even, I think, spoke to Diddy like, don't do that kind of thing. And Diddy allegedly replied angrily and said he makes people disappear. He gets people hurt. Very gangster, I must say, Diddy. Not very gangster if you're saying it to a woman, though. Very despicable. But he said he makes people disappear. So Diddy's putting hits on people, yeah, like that. That's wild. In court also this week, something that was brought up last week as well, that Cassie is or was very jealous of Kim Porter when Kim Porter was obviously still alive. Apparently she wasn't able to go to like New Year's parties where Kim was there. Obviously maybe Diddy was going to do his thing with Kim on the side because, you know, he was kind of messing with both of them. So that's what the defense was kind of pushing. Maybe they're kind of just saying how Cassie has a motive to be lying in terms of some of the stuff she's been saying. And Cassie's former friend Kerry Morgan also took the stand, and she had some real revelations to reveal. She was asked about whether Cassie had any jealousy towards Kim Porter when she was alive. Check out the transcript. Could you tell if Kim Porter was a source from time to time of jealousy on her part? And she said, who? Then the lawyer said, Cassie. Was Cassie ever jealous of Kim? And Kerry Morgan said, I'm sure, yes. Then the lawyer said, I'm trying to see if there's more than I'm sure. Is there anything that you saw because of your friendship with Cassie that would lead you to that conclusion? Then Kerry Morgan said, yes. She was jealous because she could never go to the New Year's Eve parties. And the lawyer said, fair to say this was a sort of ongoing situation? And then Kerry replied, yes. So there it shows that Cassie did have some jealousy aspects with Diddy and Kim's relationship. Probably knew that Diddy was probably going to deal with Kim after the after party, you know what I'm saying? Which is very reasonable from Cassie's point of view. But maybe the defense is trying to show that Cassie has a vindictive side, and that's why she's coming out with all this information. Obviously they know some of this is true, or a lot of it is true, but maybe some of the details that Cassie's providing could come from a darker place with darker motives. But Kerry Morgan, Cassie's former friend, also witnessed a lot of abuse on the hands of P. Diddy. She described one situation where they were coming back from somewhere, they were outside, and Diddy struck Cassie with a brick. Cassie apparently fell down, was motionless for a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds, before getting up. And there's talk of Cassie having a big lip. There's also, she witnessed Cassie getting hit around, hit in the eye, face. There's a whole bunch of real low down behavior from Diddy. She then went into another specific situation in 2018 where Diddy was outside their door trying to bust down the door with a hammer. Diddy sounds like a real horror movie. And once he got in, Cassie was hiding in the bathroom. She didn't want to come out. But this is when Diddy actually assaulted Kerry Morgan. According to her, he allegedly grabbed Kerry from behind on her neck and kind of was like strangling her a little bit, to the point where he actually left marks on her neck. Then he threw a wooden hanger at her, hitting her behind her head, like behind her ear more like. Now obviously Kerry was not happy about this situation, and she was going to seek legal action against Diddy, but then Diddy organized through Cassie to give Kerry Morgan $20,000 and sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. Kerry Morgan then admitted she didn't even read the NDA, but she signed it anyway. And Cassie actually told Kerry Morgan about Diddy's proposal about the money being paid to her to keep quiet. Cassie kind of downplayed what Diddy did to her, and that was pretty much the reason why they fell out, because Kerry didn't feel like Cassie took it seriously. But yeah, Diddy offered, actually it was $30,000, it wasn't 20. But yeah, that's what kept her silent for all those years. But in my opinion, the testimony from Dawn and Kerry Morgan don't really add to the whole federal crimes that he's been accused of in terms of trafficking, any organized crime. These are all very domestic abuse type of situations. I'd say the prosecution are just trying to do a bit of character assassination, make the jury feel like this guy is a real piece of work, more than any actual federal crimes being committed. But that's just my opinion.